Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to my NHL 20 franchise mode here in Columbus, Ohio. In the previous episode, we finished up the 2040-2041 regular season, and as you can see right there, we went 59-21-2, which is pretty damn good compared to other teams. Now, for this specific team, the Columbus Blue Jackets, if you weren't paying attention, we're a 60-win team every year. I'm not sure we won the Presidents. I don't think we did. There were a few other teams we trailed the majority of the season. We were pretty good down the stretch. We were pretty good down the stretch the last month. We were at a really good pace. But throughout the season, I could tell we just are not the same team we used to be. Guys like Woodworth, guys like Waugh, Savoie, Stucam aren't at the level they used to be. This is the last year for a lot of them, I'm sure. Most of them aren't going to hold on much longer as top-line NHL players, and that is going to be difficult to change up the system, but we are going to have to do that. It's just how the world works. People get older, but this might be our last shot. Last shot at a Stanley Cup for this team, because you never know. I think I've been one season in this entire franchise mode without Jeffrey Woodworth. So a post-Jeffrey Woodworth world is something I'm unfamiliar with. We could drop down back to mediocrity? Is that the right word? Off to a great start, Owen. We could. But the postseason is where it's at now. I want to see, are we the President's Trophy? We did clinch first in our division. 120 points is really good. Goals for, we were up there. Goals against. In our division, we were the best goals against average. Really good power play, 31. Wasn't the 41% we started off the video with, but tends to happen. Penalty kill actually went up. Entire league, who is the bomb.com. We actually finished with another President's Trophy. I was not sure we were going to do it. I guess Chicago just kind of fell off there. I mean, they still had a really good season. We were just that much better. You know, They were up on us by the trade deadline by 10 points in the standings, so we finished the season really strong. Were we one of the best goals for? Not the most goals this year for the team, which is surprising because we usually do that every single year. So Carolina, I know it's only 14 more goals, but it shows that they're up and coming. Goals against, were we one of the better teams? So that probably means the William M. Jennings is coming our way. So Kavanaugh, that might be his 10th William M. Jennings, which is kind of crazy. We were at the top of the league for the majority of statistics. We weren't better at we were better away, which is kind of crazy. The Edmonton Oilers are currently 10-0 in their last 10, obviously. Duh, of course they're last. Never mind. Now, there are a few things to talk about before we head into the Stanley Cup playoffs. So let's talk about it. I want to go over the season stats, talk about a few injuries, which you can notice right off the bat. If you have eyes, if you don't have eyes, why are you listening to this voice? And if you are, what are you doing with your life? I'm sorry. Continue watching. I enjoy the views. I enjoy the comments. Thank you guys so much for watching the videos. I really appreciate the support. Matthew Savoie, 37 years of age. It's not 141 points, but as a 37-year-old, 115 puts him 53 away from 2,000. I believe he'll stay in the league one more season. I'm not sure. Creative players tend to just drop off sometimes. He did drop from a franchise potential to an exact elite. He's still 94 overall, so he's a damn good, consistent player. Almost 60 goals. He did win the Maurice Richard Trophy, which is the first time that's ever happened in this franchise mode, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, guys like Woodworth, Waugh were really close when they had 60-goal seasons. I mean, Woodworth never had a 60-goal season, but Waugh and Savoie did. I noticed throughout the league this year that it was just lower scoring overall. Usually you see a bunch of players over 100 points, but this year it wasn't as high scoring as I thought it would be. I don't know if players just dipped off and it's going to be a few years until it gets back to that level, because guys like Shane Wright, Woodworth have dropped off and they've kind of plateaued. It tends to happen when you get older. But Matthew Savoie, when he had his 60-goal campaigns, a guy like Vasil Podkolzin would come in and score 70. So 60 is impressive, but when a guy like Podkolzin comes in and scores 70, it's hard to win that trophy. But Matthew Savoie gets that trophy at the ripe old age of 37, and that's a player that I want heading into the postseason at his best. And an early season acquisition in Yuri Kovalev. I was looking at his name for quite a long time. The exact same shots as last year. Oh no, whoa, never mind. That's, 140 shots even with both teams. He did dip off production-wise, even though he had a fantastic season. He did dip off production-wise because he wasn't our top guy, but it says he's a second-line forward, which means he will fit onto this team pretty well. We did lose a guy like Jacques Giroux, who was OT magic for the majority of his career in the playoffs. You can go back to a bunch of videos and see him end OT with a pass, with a goal. He was always really good. So Yuri Kovalev is the guy to replace him. We didn't swap them. We got Giroux for a prospect and a pick from the Pittsburgh Penguins, and I believe Pittsburgh fell out of a playoff spot, and they weren't very good this season, so maybe we look at another elite player to add to the core once guys like Woodworth and Waugh retire. He did actually play 86 games, 50 goals, really good, and we have him for 2 years, and cap won't be a problem in 2 years. We could easily get him back, 31 years of age. I think all around that's a good trade. The assets that we gave, I think it's in our benefit heading into the playoffs, where scoring definitely wasn't on our side in the postseason last year. So a guy that's automatic. I don't know how he's done in the postseason so far in his career. Playoffs, he hasn't got a lot of playoff experience, but as you can see in his short stints there, he's a goal scorer. He can do it. I believe in him. He hasn't been on a successful Arizona team, so he comes over to a bona fide dynasty in the Columbus Blue Jackets, and he's trying to go out there and prove something. Now, let's talk about the elephant in the room, or the saddest little elephant. Jeffrey Woodworth got injured about a month before the end of the season. I'm like, oh my god, he's not gonna hit 100, and he was so close to breaking Wayne Gretzky's record of 13 or 14 would have been the record. He tied 13 straight 100-point seasons. He was on pace for over 100 easily, but injuries do happen. He's older. His body's not the same it used to be. He's not that young 18-year-old. He's 20 years older. He's got kids of his own. He's a captain. But he's going to be healthy in Game 4, so we're stuck without him for a bit. I'll probably bring him in the lineup once he's healthy, or the computer doesn't give you a notification for it, I don't think. But I'll check and make sure he gets in before he's fully healed, because he's a game changer. But it does suck that he didn't hit that 100-point mark, even though he would have hit it easy. There is one thing to hold on to. He hit 30 goals, which means he has never scored less than 30 goals in a season, ever. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, no, I didn't do that. I gotta count right. Oh my god. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. My point exactly, 21. No, that can't be right. 20, it might be 20. I might have counted wrong. 20, so for reference, Ovechkin, last episode I recorded, he hit the 30-goal mark, tying Mike Gartner for the most consecutive 30-goal seasons to start a career with 15, which was 5 years ago for Jeffrey Woodworth. Think about that. Is that not absurd? And in this game, he broke Wayne Gretzky's goal-scoring record. He's at 2,175 points. He is the second best player of all time. Wayne Gretzky takes the cake with that because he's about, almost 600. He's over 600 points away from Wayne Gretzky. That just shows how dominant Wayne was, but that just shows how good Jeffrey has been his entire career. He's been dynamite. Losing him heading into the playoffs is rough, and I do have to say I kind of let loose the last month of the season. Just threw guys willy-nilly because I really didn't care. I knew we were locked for the playoffs. I knew we were fine. The only thing I really cared about was getting Jeffrey to that 100-point mark, and he didn't do it. He was on pace for it. It sucks, and you might be wondering, why are you talking so much about Jeffrey Woodworth? I'm sorry, I love the man. It's getting emotional because I haven't really lived in a world without Jeffrey Woodworth. So, he's got one record locked up that Wayne Gretzky does not have. He has two records, sorry. I can't recall how many goals in the simulation, retiree-wise. Has anybody finished with that many goals so far? If you want to go back and check, you can. But I really don't have a lot of time to go back and check that. Speaking of injuries, Joshua Waugh did get injured for a few games there, 3 to be exact. Not as many as Woodworth, a full 10 less. That hurts. Joshua Waugh, 83 points. He has dipped production-wise. He is no longer the 100-point player, but heading into the playoffs, we're going to need him at full strength. He did get injured there, but he is fully healed and ready to go into the playoffs. We are going to need him, and you know what? He doesn't get the respect he deserves. He's also almost at 2,000 points. Realistically, if a guy like Waugh decides to come back next year, he'll hit the 2,000-point mark, and Savoie is going to do it as well. So we potentially have we have one. We potentially, at the end of their careers, could have 3 2,000-point players. Think about how absurd that is, considering IRL there is only 2 players ever to score 2,000 points, Wayne Gretzky and Jaromir Jagr. Is that not crazy, okay? Maxime Prohorkin, 42 goals. He started off the season really, really solid. I thought he was going to easily beat 50, but the production kind of dipped off. The team was not as good defensively, which means we didn't get enough chances to win a game. Therefore, not scoring as many goals as we usually do, because we're usually the best in that department. But this year, it was kind of iffy. 42 goals is nothing to laugh at. 42 goals is definitely nothing to laugh at. 76 points? That's about what I think he's going to be at his entire career. He did actually drop to a top 6 forward, which I think is kind of baloney because he was having one of his best years when I noticed he dropped to that potential. But EA is voodoo, and you can never trust this game. Khalil Fallon, 91 overall, 33 years of age. He's going to be this vet on this team once Savoie's down and out. Bobby Friesen's going to be that top guy. But, you know what? He didn't have that 97 or 90-point season he had last year playing on the third line. He wasn't playing as well. He was playing about the same time. We just didn't click. Wasn't the same line mates. It just didn't click for him as well. 75 points is nothing to laugh at. But was he defensively reliable? Takeaway? Yeah, he was pretty good defensively. He helped out that bottom 6. Heading into a playoff bout against New Jersey, we're going to need him at his best. Same with everybody. Bobby Friesen, slowly taking steps. Each and every year he's produced a bit better. Playing with a guy, a playmaker like MP3 or not a playmaker playing with a guy, a pure sniper like MP3, and getting a guy like Yuri Kovalev and playing them all together. They should be dynamite, and I want to keep Yuri Kovalev on this team as long as I possibly can, because Cav won't be a problem in the future, especially with millions of dollars coming off the books with Woodworth, Waugh, Stucam, Savoie. We'll have plenty of money to work with. Okay, Matt Goring, 29 points. We paid him a lot, but I think going into the playoffs, we're going to need a really good two-way forward like that. Melvin Rodriguez, 22 points in a full rookie season. It's not awful. It could have been a bit better, but the bottom six wasn't as good as I thought it was going to be. Or I actually said it wasn't going to be our best. It was actually going to be our worst. The worst part about the team, but it happens. I'm not upset with that point totals. I think he's going to be a solid NHLer, a good third liner for the majority of his career. He's got good stats. Arm right Bulbrook, 20 points. Yeah. Kyler Hemingway, which I'm a little iffy heading into the playoffs with having a playmaker on that fourth line. I'm definitely going to consider changing that around. He did finish with a good plus-minus, which is strange for a center playmaker on the fourth line. Okay. Defense. Abel Carlos with a very solid season. He started off a bit slower, but 52 points is one of his better seasons. And I can't be upset with that. He's our best defenseman heading into the future. Mikko Jarvinen, 32 points, not bad. Not the 81 plus-minus, but he turned it around there in the latter half. Stu Cam, 19 points, which is his lowest ever. You know, he's not the same player he used to be. I'm not upset with that, because he's not the same player, and I understand that. He could be gone this year. This is the last chance for glory for this team. He wants to go out on top. He's definitely decreasing quickly, so he's trying to pass that torch. Okay, Walker Farmer, not a bad season, really defensively reliable. Harold Harrington, who was hurt there for a bit. Not bad for a rookie season. Lack of ice time. Okay, sure. Luke Wheeler, who did grow to an 80. That is very nice to see. He's going to be our best defenseman here in the near future. Not a Calder season, but slowly but surely turning into that player we're going to need him to be. Son of Blake Wheeler, if you don't know that already. And then Hamill, who was the throw-in player. Not bad in 11 games, really. Goaltending, it got stronger as the season went on. 65 games for Vyacheslav, 41 wins. He is currently under 100 wins, or actually 60-something wins away from passing Martin Brodeur as most wins by a goalie all time. And I want to keep him on this roster as long as possible. Barch looks to be potentially the starter very soon if Kavanagh decides to take a drop off because of age. He's a potential suitor because he went 19-1-0, the 9-10, and almost a 250 goals against. Same for both of them. They got better as the season went along. They're taking home the Willie M. Jennings, which is really, really nice to see. Okay, so I will skim through the entire league stats just really quickly. I did do that in the last video, but I'll just do it right away. Just quickly. So Matthew Savoie is going to win the Art Ross for the second year in a row. 5th time in his career, potentially. Adams wasn't bad. We know what he's all about. We faced him before. It makes me mad. Most goals, obviously Matthew Savoie. Most assists, I think it's Tennell for the Tampa Bay Lightning. Did they make the playoffs this year? No idea. I don't want to ever face them again. Defense, it is going to go to Tom Mancari. He's got the plus-minus on his side, and he's got the point totals. He's taken home a Norris. Goaltending, now it's totally going to Martinic. Now, if Kavanagh was just a bit better in a few games, I think he could have taken it. I don't think he will. But I think he has the William M. Jennings on his side. So a pretty good end to a season for him. It was an iffy season, as you can tell. No goalies with just a tremendous amount of wins. No players with just a crazy amount of points. Same with rookie skaters who won. Peverly, 39 goals as a rookie is pretty damn good. But I know what all of you are here for. Today we are facing the New Jersey Devils in the first round of the Stanley Cup playoffs. And you know, we've faced them before, but I actually have no idea what they're looking like. I have no idea. We won the Presidents. We are the best team in the NHL. They are the worst team in the Eastern Conference. No, that is the Nashville Predators. Who am I looking for? I kind of forgot. The New Jersey Devils. Okay, let's start from the top. Their first line center is injured, but I have a feeling that's not right. Owen Walensky. Hey, Owen is my name. There can only be one. Then you got Kamel, who was a really good player I feel like this guy's... Yeah, he's been on New Jersey his entire career. Has he been... He's been a solid player. 1,200 points in almost 1,400 games. Yeah, he's pretty good. Then you got Maxwell Darby, 23 years of age, second overall draft pick 4 years ago. Because by drafts, we haven't had the 5th draft yet, if you know what I mean. He is a good player. I can tell he is a pure sniper. Actually, very similar to Jeffrey Woodworth. I can just tell. He's going to score a lot of goals, but he can definitely play make if he needs to. So I'm scared of that player. That is a good first line. Second line, you got Mika Makinen. Oh, that is a beautiful name. That is such a buttery name. $11 million? No. Not the best contract, but apparently he's helping you get to the playoffs. So how upset can you be? AJ Cuff, 22 years of age. And then you got a former Blue Jacket in Edgar Menino. We did play... Wow, we traded him straight to New Jersey, and I can't recall what we got for him. He played in Columbus for 1 year, wasn't great, and I'm like, we can get something for him. Not a bad career for himself. He's helping out this team here in New Jersey. Then your third line center in Pascal Simard. Was he traded here this season? No, he was actually traded a few seasons ago from Detroit. What a dumpster fire. So he gets out of the dumpster fire and into a slightly better team. Slightly better, I don't want to jinx it. Still a minus player. Yikes. That's not good. But they have pretty good center depth. And then you got Emmanuel Grandpierre. What a name. Your parents must love you. Fourth line, you got Alex Miller. Yip. And then Huberdeau. That's not a bad fourth line. That is not a bad fourth line. Third line. Yeah, they got a good roster forward-wise, but defense, what is it looking like? Nope. Nope. Their best defenseman is Caden Maloney, 26 years of age. I see they've put all their money into potentially goaltending. I'm not sure yet. And forwards, so... You know, it is a premium for good defensemen. Obviously, there is no doubt we have the better defense. Goaltending, it always comes down to goaltending. Colby Dumba is their best goalie. 34 years of age. Yikes. It doesn't matter what overall your goalie is, really. It just depends on how they simulate, because he could steal a series if he needed to. Scratch players... Okay, right, Christoph Schroeder. I'm not sure when he's injured until, but I will check that out. Yeah, I forgot he was on there. Then they got Thomas Ragnarsson, Preens, and then Ponikarovsky. So, Christoph Schroeder is their best guy potentially on the team. A franchise defenseman. First, I'm going to go to injury report. I'll go to injury report right now. I'll check out our team as it is. So Jeffrey Woodworth will be back on the 15th. He'll be playable probably the 13th, which I'm not sure what game that'll be. So the New Jersey Devils. When is he out until pending evaluation? So we're going to have to come back and look at that. Now, I do want to fix up our lines. So I'll show you what the lines look like after I fix them up. So this is what I've kind of messed with. That isn't really the right word to use, but this is what I've kind of figured out until Woodworth is back. We have a few games to go until we get him back. Halfway through the month, actually. Or a bit earlier than that. So, as you can see right there, Mironov is the guy that we've called up. 21 years of age, 81 overall. Fourth line forward, you know what I'm like? Let's give this guy a shot. He's got a good shooting category. He's got a great puck skill category. He's overall a really solid player, and maybe he can be a difference maker on that third line. Spike Fragapane is a name you probably didn't think you'd ever see in the NHL again, but you know what? He has good shooting category as well. I thought maybe they could click. They had a pretty good season in the AHL this year together, 81 points for Mironov, and Spike Fragapane had 79. So they are a good tandem, so Matt Goring is definitely the anchor there. Fourth line I kept relatively the same. And the first line, I'm like, you know what, guns a-blazing. Let's go with our best players available right this second. So Woodworth, not sure where, I mean, obviously he'll slot into the top line here, but if we're rolling, you never know. This is what the defense looks like. Special teams, I'm not going to go over. We're already too far into this episode. Kavanagh is the guy that we have to go with. He's got to prove himself. That's exactly what we have to do. AHL, I really don't care. I mean, of course I care about, but we have to do what we need to do for a Stanley Cup. I don't care about the Calder Cup. I really don't. I care about one thing, and that is the Stanley Cup. Game number 1 against the New Jersey Devil. Let's see how... Oh, let's see how we can do. I'm unsure how we're going to do against this Devils team. They have a good offensive core, but defense and goaltending is suspect, but goaltending is never a sure thing. First period, 0-0. Our offense not coming out, their defense doing pretty... I mean, the best they could possibly do. Shots are in their favor, 13-10, so they're kind of pushing... I mean, they're kind of dictating the game at this point. Second period. 1-1. Just like last year against the Pittsburgh Penguins, low-scoring affair until the third period. Simard opens the scoring early into the period, and then MP3 comes up big with the game-tying goal. Shots are in their favor, 23-17. No pep talk. You got to come out clutch here with a victory. It's 1-1. You are the more... Mironov, the rookie skater, gets the go-ahead goal. 3-1. That is how you make your mark on Columbus. Matt Goring, a short-handed goal. Darby on the power play, though. It's still a close one. Half the period remaining. Abel Carlos action. Oh, Darby. Uh-oh. We got a game here. Kavanagh shut it the hell down. Are you... Oh, Kavanagh, you... We're not doing this early in this episode. Are you kidding me? Their top line comes in and wrecks house. You had that game in the bag. You had it in the... I'm blaming Kavanagh. There is no way in hell you should do that. OT. Jaden Swanson, I'll take it. You know what? 17 seconds in the OT frame. They should have won that game with all that momentum heading into the OT frame, but Kavanagh with a really bad first game. Oh, okay, so Kavanagh, I mean, why do I keep saying Kavanagh? He was bad, okay? Woodworth should be back, maybe for game number 3, for sure the game against the Devils, obviously, in game number 4. Okay, let's take both at home. We have the advantage on home ice. Here we go, first period. 2-2, it's a high-scoring affair. Grand Pierre opens the scoring foul and ties it. Stucam takes the lead, and Huberdeau ties it, the fourth line right winger. Shots are in our favor, 14-9. Kavanagh, you've been bad yet again. Second period. 3-2. Luke Wheeler in the playoffs. I believe that's his first ever playoff goal. I know we did try him in the playoffs last year for a few games, but he comes out big with the go-ahead goal. Blake Wheeler's son, he must be in the stand. Shots are in our favor, 23-19. Third period, early goal for Hemingway, but Pierre makes it a 1-goal game. You know what happened last game? I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to jinx anything. Power play. Makinen ties it for the Devils. How many 2-3-goal leads are you going to give up, Kavanagh? Seriously. Yuri Kovalev scores. We have the lead late. Power play late for the Devils. And we take game number 2. Another high-scoring affair. By a score of 5-4. Yet again. Wasn't an OT. We get the regulation victory over the Devils. heading to the Prudential Center. I don't like that kind of game at all. I feel New Jersey just has momentum. They can score when they want. Darby, Kamel, they can just go out there and score when they want. Right now, it's not looking in our favor, and I do want to see maybe they have a report on Christian. Okay, he's actually ready to play. Woodworth is ready to come back in. Okay, New Jersey. So he's out until May. That's good for us, so he's done. He's out. This series is going to be long over and done with before he gets back. So do we risk putting Jeffrey Woodworth into the... I mean, I don't want to say that. I mean, obviously, I want to get Jeffrey into the lineup. He's not a risk. He's still a really solid... He's the best player in franchise history, Spike Fragapane. I think right now... I mean, I'd rather go with Spike there. Take out Bulbrook. Get freaking... why do I keep saying Kavanaugh instead of Woodworth? Get Woodworth in there. Oh, this is tricky. So Wah is gonna go down there. No, we gotta reunite the first line. Obviously, like, what am I, a crackhead or something? God, they're the +3. They're the best line in NHL history. I'll go with that. I mean, Bobby Friesen, I don't think has been 2 points in 2 games. I'll leave it like that for this second line. They should be a lot better. Do we go with? Okay, I'll go with that. I want to make sure Woodworth gets his special team time. Let's take out... I'll take out Wah. Not the best on the power play anymore. Woodworth, come in there. I want to play him plenty. Want to make sure he gets his time there on the PP. Did I just... why am I could cut this out, but am I going to? No, because these are the moments I cherish. Do we take Woodworth out there on the penalty kill? Who was in there? Who was in there for him? I mean, we could put... No, let's keep... Rodriguez is scratched. I just realized that Rodriguez is scratched. I'm gonna run with it. We gotta get more defensively reliable in these next games. We have a 2-0 series advantage. Woodworth, the captain, is back for game number 3. Chance to take a stranglehold on their home ice. First period. 1-0 New Jersey. Simard, power play goal. 14 minutes and 20 seconds into the period. Shots are in their favor. 13-11. Second period. Okay, we tie it. Harold Harrington early into the period, but Darby takes the lead with 1:34 remaining in the second. Shots are in their favor, 22-19. So we're not the best shooting team to start the playoffs. They seem to be leading us in that category. They have the 1-goal lead heading into the third. Here we go. Come on, let's take the lead. Kavanaugh. Why do I keep saying Kavanaugh? God dang it. Woodworth, Wah scores. Proving me wrong. There we go. Tie game. Power play for New Jersey. It's a long one, boys. Joshua Wah, 2-goal game. He gets the lead. He got the equalizer. Is that the neutralizer? 3-2 late. Can we hold on? And we do for an not incredible comeback, but a one-man performance. Joshua Wah, whenever he's down and out and you're like, you're low on him, he's like, oh, sorry, I still exist. Kavanaugh, pretty solid game there, keeping us in it. We have the 3-0 series advantage over the Devils. Woodworth is fully healed. That is good to see. Here we go. Game number 4. Here we go, Columbus. Chance to end the series in 4 straight. First period. 2-0. Mironov with his 2nd goal as a rookie, and I believe these are his first ever NHL games. So to come up clutch with 2 goals in the first round, that is very, very important. Jaden Swanson with the OT winner in game number 1 makes it 2-0. Shots are in our favor. Finally, 9-6, second period. 4-1. Ragnarsson scores a shorty for them. Joshua Waugh makes it 3-1, and Bobby Friesen makes it a 4-1 game. But you know, in this series, leads have been blown just on our side. So Kavanagh, you got to come in big. You've only faced 16 shots to our 24. You have a chance to head back to the second round. Maybe a little bit of redemption from last year. Third period, here we go. Hold it down. Oh, that's all you need to do. Play with the puck. Waste time on the board. You can maybe throw a few shots towards the New Jersey Devils goaltender, but you gotta hold it down. Power play for them. This is what they need. That's a momentum killer for New Jersey. That is it. We will win the first round with a sweep against the New Jersey Devils. Swanson with the first start. Kavanagh, some really big games there. He's 4-0 to start the playoffs. Not the highest scoring postseason for the team so far, but we get the close wins. The first 3 games were by 1 goal, but game number 4 is where we really shine. Defense, offense was all in our favor there in that series, or in the last 2 games, really. First 2 games were kind of iffy, but the real question is, who will we be facing in round number 2? I kind of want to face Washington again. Part of me is like, no, Owen, don't do it. It's either Carolina or Washington. Who is it? Give me who I want. I want some redemption for last year. We will be facing the Carolina Hurricanes, the highest goal scorers in the league this year. They got a potent offense, apparently. We will see why in round number 2. Thank you for watching. If you've enjoyed this one, please leave a like, leave a comment, share with people who you think may enjoy this sort of thing. I'll see you in the next one. Ciao.